A ver, vamos a intentarlo una segunda vez. Coño de la madre. De hecho será la tercera, pero bueno. A ver, otra vez. Estamos de vuelta. A ver. Eh... No sé, le bajé la calidad del directo, ¿vale? Lo tenía en 1080 60 FPS, lo he bajado a 720 60 FPS, a ver si así no explota esta mierda. Entonces lo volvemos a intentar, ¿vale? Total, como no ha empezado realmente, lo importante, lo que quiero ver, pues no me preocupo tanto. Pero si sigue fallando el streaming y me falla en medio de la conferencia o en medio de un tráiler, pues entonces sí me voy a encabronar. Lo que podría hacer también es grabar la pantalla, o sea, grabarme yo, si no funciona en directo, pues obviamente grabar la reacción y ya estaría. Y pues eso subirlo a YouTube y a Twitch y a... Bueno, a Twitch no, a YouTube, a TikTok. Pero bueno. Vale, ahí es el final de la campaña de Red War. Que es cuando el Traveler sin querer despierta pues a todas las pirámides estas. Ah... Bendice a todo el universo. Y ahí, justo fuera de nuestra galaxia, la siguiente amenaza. ¡Bum! Y ahí está. El de Witness. Que al final le cambiaron Le cambiaron el diseño de las pirámides, ¿eh? Bueno, ahí tenemos la primera expansión, Curse of Osiris, la segunda, Warmind, y la tercera, que fue la más grande, Forsaken, que fue cuando perdimos a nuestro querido Kate Six a manos del puto Oldren. Míralo. Puto Kate, es un mamón.
You see that, Petra? Petra?
¿Petra? ¿Guardian?
Must have knocked out the comm relays with that spectacular landing.
Sí.
And cue the ominous music.
Estás en la mierda, hermano.
Okay, everybody, back in your cages. I said, back in your cages.
Sí, bueno, lo mismo no te van a hacer caso. Pero bueno, pues esta ha sido la recapitulación. Quedan exactamente 33 minutos para que empiece esto. Y yo estoy que me cago encima. A ver, realmente no tengo mucho espacio ocupado en el iPhone. Podría grabarla, la verdad. O sea, de verdad no hay por qué hacerlo en directo. Porque además es que veo que va a fallar, o sea, otra vez, porque es una mierda. Entonces, si por alguna razón viera que fallara, como unos 5 minutos antes de que empezara la conferencia, pues la quito, grabo mi reacción y pues ya la subiría a YouTube si la quieren ver, o la subiría a TikTok y ya está. Porque para estar sufriendo, No, no, no. De todas maneras, o sea, vamos a ver el tráiler de la conferencia. Digo, el tráiler de Final Shape. Vamos a ver el tráiler de la nueva temporada de la nueva sí, la nueva temporada, que se supone empieza hoy y ya estaría. Y total, dicen que la conferencia creo que dura 40 minutos, algo así. Ahí el error de Kate fue haber sacado el fantasma, cuando no tuvo que haberlo sacado, pero bueno. Míralo, a ver el pendejo a sacar el fantasma y este güey está listo. ¡No! Y a tomar por culo el Cade. Que también te voy a decir una cosa. O sea, se supone que los guardianes es algo súper fuerte. Voy a creer que no escucho el disparo y el fantasma no pudo haber desaparecido en un microsegundo. Pero bueno. Joder, duele como la primera vez.
Well, this is awkward. You got a gun I can borrow?
No. But I do have a bullet with your name on it.
Any second now, my partner is gonna roll in here and kill every last one of you. And you, my man.
This is going to hurt.
A lot.
A lot. Any last words?
How's your sister?
How's your sister?
Y bueno, pues esto obviamente nos hace encabronar y vamos en una rampage hasta matar a Aldren. Y bueno, luego empezaron las temporadas ya con Season of the Forge, The Drifter, Opulence, bla bla bla. Y salió la nueva expansión, Shadowkeep, que fue una mierda. O sea, para mí Shadowkeep creo que ha sido la peor expansión que han sacado. Salvo por esa cinemática, obviamente. O sea, por esta cinemática valió la pena jugar esa mierda de expansión.
You made it. We have heard your cries for help. And soon we will answer. Who are you?
We are salvation.
Don't you recognize us? We are not your friend. We are not your enemy. We are your salvation.
Y bueno, de ahí salió la siguiente expansión, que creo que fue... Bueno, después de esa salieron más seasons, obviamente. Y después salió la otra expansión, que fue... no me acuerdo. Después esta fue la de Europa. Sí, porque aquí llegan las naves piramidales y nos roban los planetas, ¿no? Sí, sí, aquí fue cuando desapareció Nessus. No, Nessus no. Mercurio. Titán. Ayo. Ah, 27 minutos. Joder, es increíble, ¿eh? Es que me emociono cada vez más. Oh, oh, no funcionó. Y bueno, pues con esa season llegó la nueva expansión que fue Beyond Light, si no me falla la memoria. Ajá, Beyond Light, que fue la primera expansión cuando se nos dio el primer poder de la oscuridad. El Stasis. Bueno, que además, sí es cierto, en The Final Shape nos tienen que dar el último poder de la oscuridad. Mira la Exo Stranger. Que claro, ahora sabemos que es la hermana de Ana. Esta se llama, creo que Elsie. Elsie Bray. Y tenemos a Eris. También utilizando el poder de la Stasis. Y ahorita va a salir Drifter también. Ah, ahí está, míralo. Yo de verdad espero de corazón que le den un final feliz a Eris y al Drifter, porque se ve que se traen ganas los dos.
This is what I brought you here to see.
Lo que no nos han explicado es por qué esta Elsie tiene ese pez volador de Neomuna, pero bueno. Y bueno, pues después de Beyond Light acabamos con Eramis y vuelven a salir 4 temporadas. Y aquí en Season of the Hunt, pues ahora sabemos que ya nos está casando Xivu Arath, uno de los 3 hermanos. Después de que matamos a Oryx, pues ahora se nos revela que hay otra hermana, que es Xivu Arath. Y en Season of the Lost nos revelan que Savathun fue todo este tiempo mi queridísimo hermano, el güey, no sé cómo se llama. Y aquí sale la expansión de Witch Queen, que es que tenemos que ayudar a esta Sabathun a deshacerse de su insecto, y por alguna extraña razón la luz se le otorga al Hive.
I saw the end before it happened. My own death, brought on by the separation from my power. And in these final moments, I looked to the sky. Hello, old friend. I've chased you for a long time. First as an enemy, then as a collector, and finally, now, a supplicant. What is it the Guardians say? Devotion inspires bravery.
Bravery inspires sacrifice.
Inspires sacrifice. And sacrifice. Here we are.
Y ahí es cuando se nos da una de las mayores revelaciones en todo lo que llevábamos de Destiny. Y es que el Traveler decidió darles la luz al Hive.
What a trick. Elegant. Is that it? If there is an answer, I don't hear it. Because now the world begins to fade.
Y ahí sale Imaru al rescate. Míralo. Y sorpresa, sorpresa, pues el Hive consiguió fantasmas y los fantasmas se pusieron a ser guardianes. Guardianes Hive. Lo cual a mi parecer está súper chingón, no te voy a mentir. O sea, si en algún futuro nos dejaran hacer un guardián Hive o un guardián Elixni, ¡buah! Yo me partiría el culo, ¿eh?
And the traveler resurrected her?
Es correcto, Zavala. Lo has entendido fenomenal.
I wouldn't have believed it either, but
why would she need us to recover her memories if she never lost them in the first place?
This has to be another trick. A lie to fool us into surrendering the traveler without a fight.
De hecho, fue en esta expansión en donde hicieron la colaboración con Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Y fue cuando empecé a pasarme el Valhalla con la armadura de este Saint 14. Que joder, cómo lo disfruté.
When the Witness and its Black Fleet came to call, the Traveler moved on to our system.
Or it sacrificed itself to save humanity from the same forces. Forces which included the Hive! After all that, why would the Traveler give our worst enemy?
Lo que yo no entiendo, lo que nunca entendí, es por qué los guardianes o la humanidad se sintió tan apegada al hecho de que ninguna otra raza dejaban que tuvieran la luz. O sea, aquí tuvieron que haber entendido que el Traveler era libre. O sea, tiene libre albedrío y puede decidir a quién le da la luz y a quién no. O sea, nunca entendí esa soberbia de la humanidad de decir, no, la luz solamente es nuestra. No. O sea, el Traveler es libre de decidir a quién le da la luz y a quién no. Entonces, yo creo que en un momento yo creo que el Traveler de sentirse amenazado por el de Witness ha de haber dicho, mejor le doy la luz a más razas para que me protejan, ¿sabes? Y en un momento de debilidad les dio la luz al Hive. Pero obviamente jamás pensó que el Hive, en lugar de decir, oh, Traveler, gracias por darnos la luz, te vamos a proteger. No, los hijos de puta empezaron a matar a todo Dios. Entonces, pero de nuevo, esa soberbia de la humanidad de decir, no, la luz solamente es nuestra, pues no, es que no sé, no, es que no. Pero bueno. Entonces, Witch Queen acaba, obviamente, pues teniendo nosotros la victoria y matando a Savathun. Lo que nos lleva a esta escena en donde Savathun nos dice que el The Witness viene por nosotros.
Isn't this interesting? I miscalculated. So did you.
Y ahora, como putas ratas, vamos a tener que regresar con la cola entre las patas y vamos a tener que revivir a esta hija de puta.
The witness is coming. The game is yours to play now. Yours to win or lose. Just don't say I didn't warn you.
Y ahí sale Imaru. Vio que le ganamos a su guardián slash Rey Hive y desaparece el puto. Y ahora en esta season, por lo que se ha filtrado, vamos a tener que aliarnos con Imaru para revivir a Savathun.
Guardian, I just got the message. The Traveler is back in the last city. Is it done? Is Savathun?
She's dead. But her ghost got away.
Good enough. Hold your position. The Hidden are coming to secure the remains. Good work, Guardian.
Claro, porque además el cuerpo de Savathun lo tenemos nosotros.
Now what?
Now, we prepare for the witness and stop the next collapse.
Spoiler, no detuviste una mierda, hermana. Oh, ahí está la escena donde nos muestran al The Witness por primera vez.
We have seen enough. The children of soul cry out for salvation. You promised them life, but deliver only death, as you have for so many before. Enough. Enough death. Enough life. You have no pieces left to place. The game is over. Do not be afraid. Your pale heart holds the key. This time, there is no escape.
¡Oh! ¡Qué bonito! Bueno, pues después de eso, más seasons, obviamente. Tenemos a la Season of the Seraph, que es cuando se sacrifica a nuestro querido amigo el Rasputin. Ah, claro, es cuando se empieza a ir el Traveler. Joder, esta escena también fue majestuosa, ¿eh? Claro, sí. Se empieza a ir como a la putita que es y se queda a mitad de camino porque ya estaban aquí afuera los... Ya estaba aquí afuera el The Witness tocando la puerta. Ah, sí es cierto, era mi sigue viva. No me acordaba.
Don't worry. The great machine will never abandon anyone again.
Míralo. Oh, míralo, ahí está Rasputin.
It's
Te
leaving.
vas a morir, hermano.
The Traveler is leaving. The Warsats.
A mí me dio mucha tristeza porque yo pensé que iban a utilizar el personaje de Rasputin, nos iban a dar un nuevo NPC. Pero no.
Make it known your pain.
Anna, it's time.
For Reese.
Goodbye, Red.
Anna. Look.
Sí, bueno, de nada sirvió que los Warsats no destruyeran el Traveler. De hecho, yo no sé, los planes de The Witness son bastante estúpidos porque al final necesitaba el Traveler. Y iba a dejar que Eramis lo destruyera. Yo no entiendo qué cojones estaba planeando ahí, pero bueno. Pero bueno, ahí descubrimos que la portada del Destiny 1 siempre nos había spoileado lo que iba a pasar con el Traveler.
Why does it not flee?
Y ahí está, míralo. El perro llegando. Y aquí es cuando vamos a ver por primera vez al Traveler, pues, pelear. Y empieza la última expansión, Lightfall.
Vanguard to all units. Keep the enemy away from the Traveler. At all cost.
Sí, bueno, no funciona muy bien, chaval. Míralo. ¡Ojo! Ahí va, míralo. ¡Bum!
What is that? The Witness.
Y aquí es la primera vez que vemos al Traveler, pues, defenderse, entre comillas, porque no está haciendo ni madres, pero bueno. Y pues ahí básicamente el The Witness le dijo al Traveler que te calles, hermano. Y ahí es cuando va a ser su disque portal. Y ahí es cuando vemos por primera vez a Kalos en su cuerpo original.
They found the veil.
We're in no position to engage the enemy.
We don't have a choice. We're out of time.
Osiris. Don't die.
Y bueno, pues aquí descubren que hay una madre que se llama el Velo, que es lo que necesitan para conectar con el Traveler para que el The Witness pueda hacer un portal y entrar en él. Lo que no sabíamos es que por alguna extraña razón el The Witness tenía control sobre nuestro fantasma y todo valió madres. Y perdimos, obviamente.
No more running away. Rest now.
The uglier they are, the harder they fall, right? No? Come on.
Ahí va nuestro fantasma. Que claro, era la conexión que necesitaba con el poder del Traveler. Lo único que necesitaba era juntar el poder del Traveler con el Velo. ¿Y qué era lo más fácil? Pues llevarnos a donde estaba el Velo y utilizar a nuestro fantasma. Y valer madres. Y perdimos.
What just happened?
We lost.
We just lost.
Zavala, come in.
Y bueno, pues eso fue lo único que necesitaba el The Witness para crear su portal ese triangular y entrar adentro del Traveler.
The universe makes us all victim and perpetrator. That's infinite cruelty. You, more than any, suffer both fates. Be free. Y con esa escena se acaba la última expansión que ha salido, Lightfall. Y después obviamente han salido sus respectivas temporadas. Y en esa última temporada sabemos que necesitamos a Savathun para destruir al The Witness. Y vamos a tener que revivirla.
The Witness has moved beyond our reach.
3 minutos, quedan 3 minutos para la conferencia. También te voy a decir una cosa, es curioso que las naves del The Witness sí pudieran pasar por el portal y nosotros no, pero bueno. Míralo, pobrecito. Y bueno, pues con eso inicia Season of the Deep. Y... ¡Hostias! ¿En serio? Faltan 2 seasons antes de Final Shape. ¡Ay, ay, mi madre! ¡Ay, mi madre! ¡Ay, ay, ay! Our journey continues. In memoriam. ¡Ay! Lance Riddick, hermano. Míralo. Joder, qué pena, ¿eh? La verdad es que tanto a la comunidad de Destiny como a la comunidad de John Wick nos pegó fuerte de su muerte, güey. Ahí este puto tráiler. Joder, cómo me gustó este tráiler, ¿eh? Porque demuestra la sincera emoción que tiene la comunidad de continuar el juego, ¿eh? Porque, bueno, a ver, sé que mucho se ha hablado y sé que hay mucha gente llora por todo. Pero yo en lo personal considero que Destiny ha sido la mejor saga que he jugado en mi vida.
The line between light and dark is so very thin. Let's cross it together.
Es que, uff, este momento fue legendario, ¿eh? Se viene 20 segundos, se viene. Joder, tío, estoy súper emocionado, loco. ¡Vámonos! ¡Vámonos! A ver, recuerden, vamos a ver la nueva temporada que sale hoy y además vamos a ver el primer tráiler de The Final Shape. ¿Están listos? Porque yo no. ¡Vámonos!
Like many of you, I've been playing games as long as I can remember. They're a core part of what makes me who I am. I believe there's this deeply rooted, often unstated mission of games to keep adventure alive. In 2014, Bungie set out to start a new adventure. Heroes awakened on a desolate planet.
Después de darnos los mejores 3 juegos, no, 5 juegos de Halo.
Before an ancient enemy, shrouded in darkness, showed up at humanity's door to destroy us. Over the years, our heroes would shape a story far greater than anything we could have imagined. Players would explore deep into the depths of Venus, hunting a machine god that controlled time itself. They'd invent ways to combine their mythic weaponry and their paracausal abilities to stand alone against monsters that took others, an entire elite squad. They'd race alongside their friends far into the early morning into halls of an ancient city where only a select few emerged victorious at dawn, clutching the heart of a dragon. But most importantly, they'd bring their friends and their family into this world and together meet new faces on this adventure who would become lifelong companions. Now, together, we approach the final shape. We're about to embark on the last expedition of Destiny's first saga. So let's be clear about the stakes. In the final shape, you will go inside the Traveler.
Hostia
puta. The journey will be difficult. And what awaits you on the other side of this trek is nothing less than the deadliest entity we have ever faced. There will be no open betas. There aren't going to be any guides on the internet telling you how to handle what's to come. Whether you've been with us from the beginning, joined us somewhere along the road, or looking at Destiny for the first time, anybody who shows up on launch day is going to be greeted with this same uncharted world. a vacuum-sealed experience begging for you to be the first person to peel it open.
Madre mía.
So today is your invitation to go forth and adventure.
¡Oh! ¡Se viene! ¡Se viene el trailer! ¡Se viene el trailer de Final Shape! ¡Hostia! ¡Hostias! No estoy listo, no estoy listo.
After all these years, we never talked about it.
Madre mía.
Why I brought you back.
¡La armadura!
Why you were chosen. The truth is, I didn't know then. It was just a feeling. But I know now. After all we've seen, all we've lost, this fight might be our last. So I'm asking you one last time to rise.
No mames, qué chingón, güey. No mames, o sea, es esto? Es que me cago en la putísima madre. Sale el 27 de febrero. Ay, mi madre.
This is a momentous time in Destiny history. We've
Sí.
been building to this moment for the last 10 years.
The final shape is the conclusion to that journey. This is a moment in gaming that, as a developer, you just don't get very often.
Guardians and allies are fighting the biggest threat that the universe has ever seen in this big culmination of the Light and Darkness saga.
When we were thinking of what the final shape could be, it had to be a lot of different things. It needs to pay off this epic confrontation with the Witness that we've been setting up for years. It has to bring you closer to your allies in the Vanguard. It has to be this place that makes you feel nostalgic for the entire journey you've been on.
When we were resurrected by Ghost at the very beginning of this story, we didn't know why, but it was for this. The Traveler is asking us for help, and it's our responsibility to protect every living thing in the universe from what the Witness intends to do.
Que no sabemos qué quiere hacer, pero bueno.
When we first start the final shape, we are finally able to go through the portal that the Witness opened in the Traveler at the end of Lightfall.
Inside is the pale heart of the Traveler. That is the stage for our showdown with the Witness.
Sí, la verdad sí.
The Witness has the darkness. It has always had a connection to it. The pale heart of the Traveler is what it's trying to use to gain connection to the light. So with both, it can enact its final shape.
Ah.
Sees a lack of purpose, no meaning. It wants to fix all that. So it's trying to put the universe into this frozen perfection where everything's just exactly how it thinks it's supposed to be. That is the final shape.
Okay.
If we're going to defeat the Witness, it's going to take everyone. Failure is not an option.
We're going to need the Vanguard, all of our allies, and all the Guardians to rally together and be brave in the face of Oblivion.
Oye, eso de lo del hacha me tiene intrigado, ¿eh?
We're going to answer questions at the grandest scale. But what I find really interesting is that it's also a very personal journey where we deepen our relationships with these characters that we've known for so long. Zavala, Ikora, our Ghost. get to reconnect with Cade 6. So, like, while there's this great conflict and everything going on around us and stakes of just unimaginable heights, it's still at the end a story told around campfires by a bunch of companions who have been fighting together for hundreds of years.
Qué rico, tío. Joder.
In the final shape, we're going through the portal that the Witness has opened up to confront it and stop the final shape. Inside the Traveler,
Estamos en la torre otra vez del 1.
Vast, unknowable. And we're landing on the Pale Heart, which is a fraction of really what is inside the Traveler.
The Pale Heart is weird. It's a little strange, it makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, and it is also just so cool and artistic in the best way.
Buah, es que lo que estamos viendo se está viendo increíble, loco.
Well ahead of any Guardians, and so it's had time to kind of shape what's there. When our Guardian enters, the rest of the Pale Heart starts getting shaped also around what we've experienced.
Okay.
This is the Traveler recreating the world in front of you as it saw on your journey.
One of the most memorable locales from Destiny's past is the D1 Tower. It's really a labor of love from the Destiny team.
Míralo, qué bonito.
So much to everyone who's building it, and I think players are really going to be able to see that.
The Pale Heart is our very first linear destination that we've ever done. I would love it if players felt that they began their journey in a place of safety and feel it escalate in danger, in surrealness, because there is this beautiful evolution of the space.
They see things that are more and more wrong as they begin to go towards the Witness's monolith. It's kind of this omnipresent, foreboding thing off in the distance.
The weirdest things happen as you get closer to the monolith in the form of reshaping. Kind of like deconstructing things and putting them back together just wrong.
The sense of scale you get out there, like as you're exploring these spaces and you're jumping on these reshaped cuboids of Earth, you feel tiny as a Guardian. You feel alone. You feel like you are not the force to be reckoned with that you have been. You're not the God Slayer right now. You're just this little person jumping from these massive pieces to massive pieces.
One of the things that we really tried to also capture is that the Witness keeps throwing everything it has at you. And so you're going to fight these new enemies, the Subjugators.
Subjugators are the new unit you're going to be facing in the final shape.
¡Míralos! ¡Usan los poderes!
They have an enhanced power set. They're performing stasis powers and strand powers to face the Guardian. Well,
nos van a mostrar la nueva habilidad,
other enemies you're fighting too.
They bring something entirely new to the battlefield, which is kind of this element of control.
They're back there pinging away with stasis abilities, throwing crystals at you, freezing you in place, tangling you up.
Madre, güey.
We're focusing you on the campaign and only the campaign. It's the most important thing in the universe at that moment. You have to stop the final shape from happening.
And for that, we do need the help with our allies. And so we're going to make sure that the core Vanguard team gets back together. Zavala and Ikora and Cade.
The campaign is just the start of the Pale Heart. After you've reached the monolith and finished the campaign, we open up the entire destination. And so the entire Pale Heart is going to react to you and what you are doing.
The campaign in the final shape doesn't really end with the final mission. The raids are where you defeat like the big bosses. So it's only natural that when you are going to confront the Witness, you're going to do that in the raid. But that might not be enough. This is a moment where we need to rally all Guardians to be able to overcome the final shape and the Witness.
¿Van a ser un evento masivo? ¿No, verdad?
In the final shape, we are inside the Traveler, very close to this energy. This allows us to have new supers, Arc.
No me jodas, ¿en serio?
Create something that turns you into an offensive powerhouse, but also can benefit your allies in a support capacity. There is this thread of team play and like working with your friends to overcome the odds.
Oh, nuevos ultis.
Is this ultimate expression of solar energy coursing through your Guardian. This Solar Warlock Super is a callback to Radiance from D1.
Other than Golden Gun, this is the only other first-person super in Destiny right now. Your melee's like all these projectiles going off, doubling the amount of projectiles. Your grenade almost being sentient as it searches around, and then it hits a character and bounces off and goes to another one. And you're so overflowing with this energy that you are also giving it to your allies, allowing them to have their solar weapons supercharged, applying Scorch when they're shooting.
The new Solar Warlock aspect, when I cast my Rift, it is going to create this little solar soul that when it sees an enemy, it launches part of itself out and hits the enemy and explodes and scorches them.
It just feels very alive.
Madres, güey.
Twilight Arsenal. It's a layered super.
This is the only ranged one-off offensive super for Titans in the game. The Titan jumps up into the air, summons this giant void axe, throws it, summons another one, throws it, summons another one, looks at a different group of enemies, throws it. And when these axes fly through the air, they stick into the ground or an enemy, do their void gravity thing where they suck a bunch of energy and enemies in and then explode. But
no mames.
The axe sticks around and you and your allies
la puedes agarrar otra vez. Joder.
on enemies with it.
This super is insane to me.
The Void Titan aspect, I press and hold my grenade button to consume my grenade and turn it into the shield. The more damage it takes, the more it charges up, and then I can release that, and it creates this blast that deals massive damage.
No mames, qué chingón está eso, güey.
The Hunter Arc Super.
Arc is all about finding the shortest distance between 2 points. The Hunter kind of rears back, takes this knife, and throws it across the world, and then is able to...
No mames, estuvo poca madre.
Decimates anyone nearby.
One really great thing about that is not just you do it once, but you're able to do it 3 times, along with devastating attacks each time you do it.
The Hunter has an aspect. We take our staff, we twirl it in the air, which propels us upward. It creates this burst, which amplifies you and any allies near you.
It almost makes it feel like you're playing a fighting game, right? Like these combos that you're chaining together to do these different moves. It like takes that sandbox to the next level.
The more aspects we have, the more capable we are to do that.
It feels like you're like riding the lightning, you know? Like that instantaneous, like...
That was good, but I think it's more like... You know?
I like it, I like it.
Güey, qué feliz soy en este momento, es increíble.
Weapons team has been working on all sorts of goodness. We've got exotics, we've got legendaries, we've got perks. We're always cooking up stuff. We're always playing with stuff that we think is like really interesting or taking inspiration. We have Tessellation, which is this exotic pyramid rifle. It has the really intriguing property of adapting your Guardian's current damage type.
This will be the first time that you can run a weapon that can adapt to be strand or stasis in the energy slot. So you'll be able to run an entirely strand or entirely stasis loadout. Tessellation has the additional
Ay no, es un pulse rifle, qué horror.
To reshape your grenade and suck it into the weapon, and then fire out a super destructive single projectile. It's a really special weapon.
What's the one specific exotic that I can make that's like really zany that you would like right now?
What if Golden Gun was a sniper rifle?
What if you could harness the might of the Traveler? You know, we had a moment where we saw that Traveler beam cutscene. I know people on Weapons went, I kind of want that. You're like, that is incredibly dope.
So we've got this opportunity to bring back these iconic Destiny 1 weapons, but really turn it into something that feels unique in Destiny 2.
We have to bring Kvatstab into the fold.
The Red Death exotic pulse rifle.
And Dragon's Breath. Burn the world, burn it all. In the final shape, we have new weapon subfamilies coming, broadening what existing weapons can be.
Really like bordering on exotic functionality. So for example, we've got a rocket pistol sidearm subfamily. We always liked the special ammo sidearms. This fires tiny, slow-moving rockets. They hit very hard, do a bit of AoE damage. They have a mixture of regular weapon and rocket launcher stats. We're also doing a new support weapon subfamily.
The support frame auto rifle is a type of legendary auto rifle. It'll let you switch seamlessly from firing at enemies to healing your allies. I'm really excited to bring it to dungeons and keep my team alive, honestly.
The weapons team is always coming up with new ideas. We've got a ton of new cool stuff coming over the next few years, and some new and really wild ideas, which we're pretty excited about.
Come on, take a load off.
Oh.
You've got a lot to cover.
¿Qué hay de hermano?
This place is only big enough for one dashing hero type, and that's me, so... I'm back! Hey, you two, give me a sec. I was magnificent. This is great. Anyone want a hug? Get your rock off my map. Worst case scenario, you die. But who knows? Maybe you won't. Well, better get back to it.
In this moment where we're driving to the end of the Light and Darkness saga, it's great to see Cade like return to this world at this moment with all this change about to culminate with this confrontation with the long-standing enemy, the Witness.
Cade is the quintessential hunter. His presence casts such a long shadow over the story of Destiny, whether it was when he was alive or when he was dead.
What Cade goes through in this journey, how he serves as a catalyst for the other characters, the events that are uncovered to have brought him back. This is how the story had to end. There was no end to the Light and Darkness saga that didn't have Cade here alongside his friends.
Es correcto, exactamente.
Once we started digging into the nature of the Pale Heart, I think that crystallized Cade's role as a guide. Cade is Virgil, and he's our guide through this other place. Cade is the one who is the most appropriate person to be the guide, because that's his job. That's always been his job. It just feels so natural for Nathan to be back in the booth. It felt amazing to just see him slip back into the role, like, without missing a beat.
Right, instantly.
In the flesh, or metal, as it were.
Cade's the glue that's always held Zavala and Ikora together. Having him back puts them in a position of questioning where they've been and what they've done without him.
You think about the journey that Zavala's been on and how he's been taken down this dark path, and you think about the weight that's been on Ikora, having to hold the Vanguard together, having Cade's voice of levity and brightness that he brings to that group. I think it's going to be great for them.
Well, at least we have each other.
We want people to take away that sense of reunion and that idea of like the gang being back together for this moment.
I'm here now. Wherever the hell here is.
Ahí viene la season, ¿no?
Guardian, the Witness poses a dire threat. And the Witch Queen holds the
Sí,
answer.
ahí viene la season 22.
But only if we contend with her sister, Zivu Araf. It rests with me.
Will you come back from this?
Do not be afraid.
Bring me your tithes.
What?
You now wield hive magic and have entwined it with your light. Assault the Spire, Guardian, and open the way to our tithes.
Hostias.
Let them know fear. The death of whispers, and they do whisper. Fight in my name, Guardian. Every opponent you defeat strengthens me. My appetite rises for your brutal tributes. Let us show her what it is to be Hive. You have sounded the horn of battle! You are deserving of the greatest death I can bestow.
Season of the Witch. ¿En serio? Ok.
Season of the Witch is our opportunity as players. We've been annihilating and breaking Hive spells, and now we finally get to cast them.
At the end of Season of the Deep, we learn that Savathun has the key to getting into the portal that we need to go into. That means we have to go find Imaru, her ghost. Imaru's like, not so fast. We've got a bigger problem first, and that bigger problem's name is Zivu Arath. If we fight her, she only gets stronger. Eris has an idea. It's a really
good
It's
idea.
a wild ass idea, yeah. She determines, like, well, the best way to fight fire is with fire. We are channeling all of that energy that we're creating by going through, by eliminating enemies, and we're tithing to our friend Eris.
Bring me your tithes.
What does that mean for the characters and the player to kind of like be like Savathun? And that's where we went down the path of having Hive Eris. We wanted to extend that magical fantasy into the player then. That ability to have overwhelming magical power, that risk and reward into all of our activities and systems experiences. And so that's what led us to come up with things like Deck of Whispers. It's this magical deck of cards that creates amazing synergies with your buildcraft meta and with buffs and the activities.
They can then choose these cards at will, whichever ones they want, and then that really leans into the build crafting.
You actually are getting cards that you can then use to place on the battlefield and change the way you play.
I'm such a sucker for deck building. Like, being able to like bring that element into Destiny gameplay has just been like, oh, chess.
Yeah,
it's really
super
fun.
So we've got two brand new seasonal activities coming with Season of the Witch. We've got Altars of Summoning and Savathun's Spire.
Savathun's Spire is our new 3-player offensive. You're doing a lot more with the Lucent Hive magic, but it's got a high amount of combatant density. It's got additional random encounters that you can come across.
The Witch's Spire itself, Savathun's Spire, was like her reliquary for all these different magical experiments as she was learning the light. You're there in order to learn as much as you can in order to become a master spellcaster, right? To become like Savathun. The Altar of Summonings activity is really exciting because you can spend like 20 minutes in it or you can spend 2 hours in it.
It's a 3-player experience that you can hop in and hop out of. As you're going through this activity, you're filling the tithing bucket. As that tithing bucket is filled up, you'll get progressively more rewards. And then finally at the end, it'll cash out and you'll get a whole mess of rewards.
Okay.
We really wanted to make sure that there was a home for any exotic mission content coming in seasons after the year has passed. And so we developed what we're calling the Exotic Mission Rotator.
Right away, we're getting Presage, Vox Obscura, and Operation Seraph Shield.
This is some of the most fun content the team has making. It's some of the content the fans and players of Destiny love the most. The most exciting thing, outside of just the missions themselves, is that every time we put a mission inside of that rotator, the exotic that comes alongside of it will become craftable.
Ah, cabrón. Okay.
With Season of the Witch, we have a brand new Vex lo-fi PvP map coming. It's really exciting. It's got a bunch of really tight gameplay experiences. We wanted to make sure that we focus the combat a little bit more. With the new Vex network map, we really wanted to make sure we hit is like, hey, you're shoulder to shoulder more often. There's not as much deep sight lines that you're interacting with. And a lot of the flow of the map is actually built around this like kind of central pillar of the Vex network that you're orienting around.
And there's also some modes coming too, right?
We've got a new PvP game mode coming that's all about relics. It's about multiple relics, so it's not just one like the Scorch game mode from the past. So we've got the shield, coming from Vault of Glass. We've got the Spear back from Season of the Risen.
And we got the Scythe from Season of the Haunted.
Yeah, so you're going to be reaping Guardians with that thing. It's a lot more
Qué
tactical
chingón está
gameplay.
eso, güey.
It's all about running around the map, claiming these relic dispensers, and then grabbing them in order to push for victory.
I will take what I need. The words in my throat are the weapon in my fist.
We were feeling pretty Hy-Vee this season, obviously. There's something in the air. And so when thinking about, like, what's a good raid reprisal that would really suit this very Hy-Vee season, there's only one answer.
¿Crota?
What the Hive call a god.
¡Crota! No me jodas. ¡Oh! No mames, nos van a dar la armadura. ¡Ay, Dios! No, va a ser la única raid que sí voy a tener que hacer.
Only a true weapon of the life can stop his wrath.
Crota's End.
Heading into the final shape, we really want to rally all Guardians at the end of the Light and Darkness saga. We want to reduce those power barriers, as well as catch people up on key story beats and make sure that they have a really great and easy time connecting with other players. In the final shape, we're trying to find ways to make power more simple and easy to understand, and also lowering the barrier to entry.
It's going to make it easier for players who have not been able to jump into game easily because they were held back by the challenges in grinding for the power levels that are required by these different activities.
One of the major changes that's going to be happening starting with the final shape is there are going to be a certain number of activities that are going to be power fixed. So it doesn't matter kind of what power level you are going into it, you're always going to be able to approach it. There's still going to be tiers of difficulty that you can do, things that are just meant to be experienced a certain way.
Things like Nightfall strikes that will still have power enabled, and that's where we're really going to focus the whole power climb.
The raids, the contest modes that everybody loves to engage with, that experience is fundamentally going to be staying the same.
I'm excited for this because I think there will be a lot more clarity for players in terms of understanding the relative difficulty of things, where they sit now in the spectrum.
One way that we're trying to do that is making it easier for new players to engage with you. So we're introducing something that we're calling Fire Team Power.
You can actually bring your friends along to play any dungeons and raids in the game without having to wait them to be at a certain power level. The person with the highest power in your fire team is actually going to bring all the others close to their power level, which means that there's no barriers really for any other Guardian to join you in this high-level content.
When it's combined with Fireteam Finder, it also allows you to find strangers, people you've never played with before, and have that same experience. That's all regardless of the power level of you and the rest of the people in your fire team.
Fireteam Finder is the new feature that's coming in Season 23, aimed at helping connect and find other people to complete the best and most aspirational content in Destiny. We have a tag system that allows players to be able to say, well, this is my playstyle. I'm really chill. I'm anti-sweat. I'm just really here to have a good time. Exactly.
Tags really allows players to show a little bit more personality, show a little bit more about what they're about. I think what's really great about
No,
it
la calidad
is
se fue a la
with
mierda,
launch, we're also
Espero que se
looking
recupere
at
al final.
inclusion tags.
As an example, one of the inclusion tags that we have are for colorblind players. Hopefully the inclusion tags will bring players closer to finding their community and even closer to the people that they're playing with. So once a listing goes live, players will be put into a listing lobby where players can gather, they can communicate with each other. So we wanted to make it as convenient and as easy as possible for players to not just sit and stare at a screen for a long time while their listing actually fills up.
As a gamer who's typically more solo, I'm especially excited about this because it really is about helping reduce that anxiety and burden that comes with trying to make a new connection. feature coming out today that I'm incredibly excited about is Timeline Reflections. Essentially what we have done is we've went back to previous expansions and pulled out missions that we felt really
No me jodas, por fin, gracias.
We are going to have a mission for Forsaken, mission for Beyond Light, as well as a mission for Witch Queen.
Thanks for the memories.
No, pero dame misiones de Red War.
About these missions is they're not going to be like one-to-one for how you would experience them in the campaign. You're also going to get additional pieces of narrative fed to you to like identify like, hey, this is why it's important that this happened, and here are the people you met along the way.
A really big one that's really timely for Final Shape is Cade's last stand from Forsaken. This is a moment that a lot of players, new and old, are going to come back to Destiny. I think this is just the right time to introduce features that are going to allow those players to jump right in and find people to play with and enjoy this content regardless of their power level.
Sí, pero yo quiero jugar Red War, no Forsaken, hermano.
We're reaching the end of this 10-year journey. What comes next?
The episodes.
Ay, Dios.
And the new way we're going to tell stories moving forward.
What's really important about episodes is that it's a really big shakeup to what we've been doing.
Se viene.
Instead of providing 4 seasons a year, you are going to get 3 larger episodes. And so the first 3 episodes in this coming year are called Echoes, Revenant, and Heresy. It's coming right after the Final Shape.
Okay.
And the theme for the year is going to be all about the consequences and aftermath of the Final Shape.
Okay, okay.
Really, the cornerstone of the episode model that we're building is the 3-act structure. The acts act as these anchors for us to introduce new weapons, new artifact mods, new activities. There's going to be new missions coming around the core. There'll be new story moments in every single one of these acts. We're actually providing more cinematic styled experiences throughout the Final Shape year
qué rico.
and the episodes with it than any of the seasons we've ever developed before.
These new stories are actually playable as standalone. Like each episode is something you can experience whether you've been playing Destiny for 10 years or this is your first one.
You're going to be able to basically enjoy them in any order you want to.
I think the opportunity with this big epic moment is that we get to innovate the game. We get to move the game forward.
It's all about change frequently. It's all about deeper story moments. It's all about more weapons, more loot, more often. And it really provides the team with a platform to go much deeper into the themes and fantasies and story of any individual episode as compared to the seasons you know of today.
I'm so excited to see what the narrative team can do with this kind of new platform of storytelling. Episodes provides this awesome foundation for the future of Destiny.
We're moving into the next stage of Destiny 2. I think some people look at the Final Shape and they think Destiny 2 is coming to the end. And in many ways, it's the opposite. We're leaning in. We're putting the pedal to the metal. Episodes provide us a new...
Claro, es que no necesitamos un Destiny 3, la verdad.
...with Destiny 2 throughout the year.
What makes a guardian a guardian? Devotion, bravery, sacrifice. We know that we were chosen for a reason, by something greater than ourselves.
Guardian. Guardian? Eyes up, Guardian.
Shaped by the fires of each new battle, we are forged and sharpened into what we must become for the fight ahead. We are the final line that halts the second collapse.
All of us. Every Titan. Every Warlock. Every Hunter.
What is it the Guardians say? Devotion inspires bravery.
Bravery inspires sacrifice.
Sacrifice leads to death. The line between light and dark is so very thin.
Let's cross it together.
There are things out in the dark that only the dark can overcome.
¿No nos van a mostrar una nueva habilidad?
You've heard the stories of the Traveler's sacrifice, of darkness descending upon humanity.
Our purpose is its end.
There is no escape.
It's going to be an exciting year for Guardians. We get to make good on a promise that we made way back in 2014. There was classic rock blasting, a fire team racing across our solar system, and at the end, a simple message: become legend. Today, you got a glimpse at how we'll be cementing your legend in this upcoming year. We're going to be heading inside the Traveler, experiencing a destination unlike anything we've ever built before. We'll face the biggest bad we've ever made, and we'll do this all alongside a streamlined progression system, allowing us to easily play with friends in any content in the game. And as the dust settles in the final shape, we're going to continue our legends in Echoes. It's Destiny's first episode in a new phase of storytelling for Guardians, with brand new conflicts born from the resolution of the Light and Darkness saga. These first episodes are just the beginning. But if you're chomping at the bit to see how the Light and Darkness saga is going to kick off the future of Destiny 2, we've got a ton of great content for you to jump into today. Going live after this, we've got Season of the Witch.
Let's go.
A new story, new weapons, new armor, new activities, and new PvP.
Que hay que acordarnos que después de esa season, de la 22, sigue la 23, antes de The Final Shape, eh.
Jump into the game and get up to speed on what's happening in this world. Then, next week, a brutal reprisal of Crota's End is going to join the ranks of our aspirational content. I can't wait to see you all in the Throne World as we learn more about the final shape and how we can stop it.
Vale, entonces recordemos que la que ahorita sale, la Season 22, es la penúltima antes de la Season 23, que es la última antes de The Final Shape. Entonces todavía queda otra temporada más. No, yo estoy que me cago, ¿eh? O sea, fue algo... Mira, me esperaba que fuera magnífica el showcase, pero no me esperaba nada de lo que acabamos de ver. O sea, esto ha sido increíble, loco.
After all these years, all we've lost. This fight might be our last. So I'm asking you to rise one last time.
Increíble. Ha sido maravilloso, ha sido una cosa increíble. Tengo la polla durísima, ha sido increíble. O sea, ha sido algo que creo que jamás había sentido jugando videojuegos, ¿eh? Tengo que decirlo. O sea, Destiny se ha convertido en mi saga favorita. Es así de simple.
Try and recreate items from the universe for players to enjoy outside of the game. So this year we're doing a Destiny 1 tower. We really tried to work hard at thinking about 10 years of Destiny and how best to encapsulate that experience.
Even as the game dev who've worked on it since day one, like I think having it be the tower is super exciting for us because it's going to kind of catalog your journey of a player from when you first started playing Destiny all the way to now. The tower, it's kind of like the beacon in which you're a place you can call home.
You get the tower, and then there are actual figures of the Vanguard mentors that accompany that architectural model.
And there's a lot of like hidden messages and hidden things.
There's gonna be some fun surprises. We're always trying to push the envelope. And so we've been playing a lot with magnetic locks and sound effects, and lights, just sort of make this experience as a whole really special. It's sort of the perfect symbol of Destiny. I'm so excited for it.
Me too.
¿De cuántos riñones estamos hablando, hermano? ...27 de febrero, del año próximo. Está bien. Pues ya estaría. Esto ha sido el Destiny 2 Showcase. Ha sido una cosa tremenda. Me esperaba que fuera increíble, pero ha superado mis expectativas por un montón. Y bueno, pues ya está. Me voy a poner a editarlo, voy a subirlo a YouTube y voy a empezar a cortar pedazos para subirlos a TikTok. Y nada más. Voy a poner también a actualizar el juego. No se ha dicho a qué hora sale la Season 22. Pero en cuanto salga, vamos a hacer directo y vamos a jugar un montón, ¿vale? Esta fue una forma diferente de hacer directo. Lo siento, de momento hay que adaptarnos a lo que hay y pues no puedo hacer nada más. ¡Hala! Me voy. Pasen una buena tarde. Regresamos en cuanto la Season 22 esté live.